building session put up the first dome in last episode. So if you're wondering how I did, hop back and check out all the footage from the first episode. At the moment, I'm going to call in another rocket here. I'm going to call in a whole heap of polymers to help me build up my base. So as you see, I've got 12 million remaining after that, and I can call out 200 per hit on the space shuttle. So I'm calling out polymers 150, machine parts 50. Okay, so 900 million worth of machine parts to help me upgrade the base here and that. So let's call them out. Okay, and let's check out how this goes. Okay, so that'll be arriving. I'll put that somewhere strategic, so away from the other spaceships. So as you see, I've got 3 near each other. I do want to put it near minerals, so there's not really a lot of minerals over here that I can get. I want to put it, maybe, there is one there, it's on the underground rare metals. I think there's a few more around up the other side. Up past the water there. I'm just navigating here on the control pad at the moment. Up to around maybe there or left of that. I'm thinking maybe sector D5. It looks like it's close to a couple of things. Maybe even over to sector E4 so I can expand my actual water facility and still be relatively close. I'll try and put it in the middle of sector E5 and sector E4. So kind of on the middle of the perimeter of both of them, in between both of those resources there. So I'm still to explore all my anomalies, and they do increase my research I worked out last episode. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you drop a subscribe so it makes it easier with my live uploads to get them out to you live. As well as that, you can also view all of my other videos that I've done on there. So there's quite a list now. I've covered quite a few games. This particular episode here is all about building my second dome. So I am effectively going to work on the things that I need to put the second dome up in place, and I'll be trying to get as much research as I can possible along the way. So as you see me here, setting up a couple of little changes around the map, ensuring all of the pipelines are all secured properly. Okay, checking out these particular anomaly sites will be crucial for me. There's a couple hanging around that I haven't even bothered exploring. So I'm going to go ahead and explore
Anomaly found.
as we do love anomalies, and I've just found another one there too. So paying off is my sector research, so I'll show you that in a second if you are new to the videos. But this is going to be how to set up a second dome here, so really enjoying this game at the moment, and I thought I'd play it again. I'm going to be putting in quite a big one on this game. I really do enjoy it. Your man Altier, having a good gaming session here at the moment.
We have a power shortage.
So, bit of a power shortage. I'm going to have to build a couple more power plants coming up soon to accommodate for all of the power usage, okay? As well as that, I might have to repair a couple of buildings, as I've got 12 buildings not working out there.
Anomaly analyzed.
So, once I scan these anomalies, to see what we can discover from scanning all of these anomalies, and call in my second spaceship, I'll be getting to that. So first off, I'll do a bit of research though and make sure this is all pumping. So as you see, I've got 5 research left, but I really want to be hitting maybe the top 2 rows. I've realized, as well as a lot of the 3rd row and the social row, I think will be very important for us heading forward. So trying to expand the research here at the moment as well. Going in with a concrete extractor here, man, Altier out here continuing my space base here on Mars. So we've put up our first dome.
We have a power shortage.
And now we're on to our second one here, as I put up a concrete
Crop failure reported.
to try to put a few more minerals and expand, as you see, the cool looking dome that we've got over here at the moment. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you check out episode 1 and all of that, and click the thumbs up or whatever, that'd be great. But as I expand my civilization here, as you see, these civilization here in the dome that I've built, I'm quite happy in the city. I've got a couple of buildings here, hydroponic farms that are actually quite upgraded at the moment, that grow food and stuff out of them. Through research, I've actually expanded those, so they're pretty cool. So our residents inside of the dome are relying off that for food. Okay, so as you see, my builders are quite busy as well, and there needs to be a few more workers and that sort of thing in this dome. So here shortly, I will actually be expanding this dome a little bit, as well as building another dome. So I'm just making up my mind as to whether I'm going to implement people into this one or the next one. So I am going to build a second dome, but it's a matter of deciding where to put the people. As you see, there's quite a few vacant buildings there that can do with some people in them. Okay, I have researched a new sort of a building tool, a high-rise G3 building to pop in. As I have a quick look through this, I don't think I've got any room to put any of these inner dome things left. It's pretty much a full dome at the moment. So I'll be going back to expanding and getting some more anomalies soon, but I am trying to concentrate on getting these buildings not working back up and working to continue on thriving as my civilization, because the dust storms on Mars are quite relentless. So working on a couple of buttons here. Okay, we'll need to go ahead and get 17 of these buildings that aren't working going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I'm not counting those ones because those ones simply need people, but this one over here needs repairing. Okay, this one here, the oxygen tank, is very important to repair for the people inside. We don't want broken air going in to the actual dome. So key to getting through this game is going to be research, which will be achieved through getting anomalies and so forth for me, as well as expanding the base and ensuring everything stays well maintained so that it doesn't break down. As I see up here, there's 3 broken down buildings here. What do we got? A Moxie there. That's helping with the water distribution, so we can't have that one being broken. Checking out some resources here. I've got quite a few pallets laying around from the spaceships and rockets that I've launched onto this planet to help me expand it out here. So going over here, I notice this one's low on electricity, which is why it's not working, that particular building. It's not really affecting us a whole lot, these particular buildings not working. I'm thinking about abolishing a couple of these ones. As you see, in episode 1, I mined the absolute out of these ones. So looking around here at expanding this particular section, I could maybe move some of these or rotate that particular mining equipment to maybe mine near it a little more. I see quite a few resources still left on the map. Those rocks there are where I've been dumping all of the waste from these 3 mines. It looks like they're not working at the moment at all. They're completely out of resources. As you see, they've flattened the earth and dug into it a little bit there on Mars. It's not actually Earth, I guess, it's Mars. So yeah, it just looked a little bit like the desert there for a second. But navigating around here, I have a little look at the concrete extractor that my workers aren't actually working on at the moment, which is another building I've got that isn't working. Okay, so I'm going to land my spaceship in over near this one so that I can expand and get some more minerals. You see all that metal around the area that I'm landing on? So I'm going to also go ahead and collect all of that, and it's also quite strategically close to a lot of the resources that we need. So this will be our command HQ that will allow us to build around that area. So I should be able to put some miners up around this area. Okay, so fast forwarding it here a little bit so that I can actually get the spaceship to land. Should be incoming in nightfall, I'd say. There we go. At dark. Just gliding in there nicely. So here comes all of our supplies that we've ordered. I'd better put some supplies
We
down.
have a power shortage.
As you see here, we're going to be able to do some massive expansion out here on the game. After calling in another huge supply drop there, so I think that one might have cost us maybe a couple of million at least, maybe 20 million, 200 million, something around that effect there, as I expand out here the space base. So as you see, the workers quite busy over there getting all of those supplies. I have looked at all of those before. They are getting around like an army, a swarm army. So checking out a couple of other things here that are low on power and so forth. I think I better go ahead and put a polymer factory in soon, as we've actually researched that, as well as a little
Research
bit of
complete.
So I'll be getting a little power generator up over here, a couple of those to fix the power problem. So posting up all of these different turbines.
We have an
power
oxygen
generators
shortage.
here. Looks like I also need oxygen. So we will be expanding the base here, as you see, to support our people inside of the dome. So kind of a little bit matrixy. We're actually on the outside of the dome, being the robots, setting up all of the controls for the people that have actually arrived and moved into the dome. Okay, so we've got our first Martian baby inside of the dome that's growing up at the moment. So just taking a bit of a look at the dome there to the right as I try and fix all of these problems on the left here. So it looks like I've actually researched subsurface heating. So I can actually put a new subsurface heater in now, which will be very handy for the team. So I think I'll go ahead and put a subsurface. Where did I see that? Let me have a close look here. It's just popped up over there. It says research complete. Subsurface heating. There it is, the subsurface heater. Okay. So not enough power for this particular building. I really need to get my robots over here to not only repair up the other power problems as well as the air problems and all of these other issues around this side of the base. So I'll be bringing a particular transport or something over to deal with that side.
We have a water.
The colonists are on the...
We have a
As well
power
as
shortage.
building this new section here, which should enable us to have enough power. Okay, so for the people inside of the dome, as you can see, they're quite busy at the moment. Sucking up the minerals.
A colonist just snapped.
Oh no. We've got a psychological colonist out here. Okay, so someone snapped, they're not too happy in the dome. Okay, we're gonna have to see how this pans out. You can't really put any more gardens or anything in the dome to help them anymore.
We have a
Simply gonna
power
be
shortage.
patient, setting up all of the controls out here on the dome to keep them happy in there, okay? Couple more power supply things here. As this is our latest research power, we're not being sparse with it out here as I put these ones up.
We have a power shortage.
So we definitely have a power shortage out here at the moment. So all of those wind turbines, windmill looking things will definitely help with the power shortage, okay? I will be trying to get my robot over here to repair a couple of these ones that are starting to break down though. So quite a lot of the first buildings that you see me put in episode 1 have started to break down, and this one doesn't even have any power, but it's okay it doesn't have any power because it's already done its job. The reason it doesn't have any power is because we're low on power, I think. So I've also got a power switch there, as you see, to turn on and off the power. Okay, in case of an emergency. It's actually an accumulator, and it stores power, so maybe a couple of them could be perfect around as well to actually store a little bit more power for when we have these blackouts. So we can have blackouts at night time at the moment because like most of our actual generation relies on solar, so that's the sun, and effectively with the sun hitting Mars,
We gather here today to bid a final farewell to one of our finest.
Uh-oh, we've got our first colonist that's actually died. Okay, so I'm not sure where we're going to bury the first colonist, but it appears Perenez Anders out here, one of our colonists, has died, our first colonist, okay? So I think next time I might even try and get our colonists to be a little bit younger so they live a little bit longer, okay? So they've only been out here 56 days since we started setting this whole
A
thing
colonist
up.
has died.
So I think they might have lasted about a day or two. Okay, so not a very long lifespan out there for them. I'm not sure what's killed them. exactly, but I know I need to get this subsurface heater and all these things fixed on the double. So that way, as you see, a bit of panic, a few psychological patients down here at the moment in the dome, okay? So this is the dome that I built, and it is what it is, and I'm true as I can for my colonists. Okay, as you see, it's got a nice blue dome on it at the moment. I'm looking at upgrading and transforming that through my research as I collect and scan more artifacts around the environment too. So I'm not sure what those little raindrop gem things are that have popped up near my rover over there. They're little robots, okay. I thought they were some sort of meteorite that dropped over here. I'm hoping for a meteorite, I really am, to drop a whole heap of metals down that I need to build the base. So I'm going to have to go get some more supplies because they've been a bit slack around the base and they're not building. So I'm just looking for my next spaceship that drops off all of the storage to unload that thing up and start dropping out the heat on building up my next dome here, as well as keeping this one going. So repairing this one's going to be crucial to having enough power to even support the next dome. Okay, so looking around for minerals, they're quite scarce. Okay, I have tried to tap into most of them around the place that I can at the moment. I needed a dome to build a couple, so I went ahead and built a dome and colonized it. Okay, so I'll keep you updated on how the colony's going.
A colonist has died.
That's the second one dead now. We actually got no water in the dome. And they're without oxygen at the moment due to the power outage. So quickly getting my rover over here as fast as I can.
A colonist has died.
They are dying rapidly out here. My colonists are dropping like flies. Okay, that's 3 dead. I've only just realised that they can't eat at the moment. The dome's without oxygen, they're without water. It says only 1 dead in the colony, but I think I heard 3 come up.
The recent colonist deaths are a worrisome trend which cannot be
A real
ignored.
tragedy. Okay, so the applicants who have chosen to come over aren't too happy that they're without oxygen in there, obviously. So I'm doing my best out here with the robot army to fix their water, oxygen, and crop failure. Okay, so let's check it out. See if I can fix this problem and keep it, at least an army of them alive in there as we expand here. So I'm hoping for not many more deaths. Unloading some resources. You can see my robots coming over as fast as I can. I'm sending this one to get more as soon as I drop these ones off. So literally going to be dumping resources as I pick them up. So definitely near the scene so that way they repair all the stuff near it.
A colonist has died.
So we've lost another one out here. I think that's 4 dead now. We've got a couple of malfunctioning pipes as well over here, so look, this could be the death of the colony, actually. I might have to repair all this and bring a new colony in yet. So yeah, I guess this is how it goes with the colonies. They're dropping like absolute flies over there yet again. It's a bit unfortunate. It's quite the tragedy, I know, but it's quite amusing all the same, that said. So, look, unfortunately, our habitable dome there that I've built isn't suiting their needs at the moment, as it was earlier, okay? So we had no air problems, no nothing.
Research
All of these
complete.
problems have actually resurfaced. Okay, I have unlocked utility crops now. That could improve their food yield if I'm lucky. Okay, but I'm going to continue bringing supplies over as quickly as I can to keep the robot army busy. So, as soon as I upgrade this one and change priority to hydroponic farms here, because that's what I just researched, okay? So we're going hydroponic farms out here live on the actual harvesting crop for the community to eat up on over there in the dome at the moment. So that should give them plenty of food to keep them happy, okay? Checking out my other operations, it appears I've got 15 buildings not working now. So it's quite a bit of maintenance keeping the civilization happy. That's for sure. They're definitely a demanding bunch in there. I have managed to fix all of the air supply, water supply and other issues though, by dumping all of those supplies off. So just go and get some more over here now back to the landing pads, fully sucking up as many of those landing pads as I can out here. Okay, so there's plenty of food, machine parts, everything I need, still from another spaceship drop that I did earlier that cost me quite a few million, okay? So, pulling out all of this, grabbing it all, sucking it up, and moving it back for the robot army to keep working, okay? So it's going to be crucial that we keep all these buildings all repaired. As you see, they're looking brand new at the moment. So I want to also repair up a couple of the other broken ones that are over the other side of the map. But it's quite complex, and with the civilization dying over there, I had to make some quick justifications to that. So setting up more power here and repairing that will be crucial to actually setting up our second dome and keeping them ones happier. So we have got better research now, and we are going to be putting new buildings in and stuff in the second dome as well. It will be good to get as researched as we can for the second dome before I crack it up, okay? So I'm going to be taking one of these rovers away from repairing and dropping supplies soon to go over and get some more anomalies for our research as well. So I'm thinking I might do, I don't know, I'll drop off what it's got here and get some more. Dropping it off at the moment. That'll be done now. I'm quickly grabbing more than I can and keeping these, I'm calling them roaming command centers busy. So it's very important that I keep these busy. As you've seen in episode 1, dropping off them supplies allows the robot army to keep everything stabilized in the economy. And as you see, everything's looking brand new. Now the robots are really repairing up. The base is looking great. We've had 3 or 4 deaths from people that ran low on oxygen in the dome. Okay, we have actually managed to link up a little bit of resurfaced heating to this particular dome as well, I think, at the moment. Actually, let me just check that. I'm not sure if I found time to do that. So I might have to put a resurfaced heating up on this power supply over here, near these supplies, to actually keep them at a current temperature, kind of like an air conditioner for the dome. So that way they're nice and cool. That'll travel to the second dome as well. So grabbing some more supplies to keep this operation going over here. As you see, dumping them supplies off. Your man Altair out here on surviving Mars. As you can see, it's a pretty cool dome I've got here built. Really enjoying this. It's a bit of a break from the constant team deathmatch stuff I've been playing lately. It's definitely up my alley. I do enjoy a lot of city building and that. And this one is just fantastic, how you actually get to manage your resources and build up your own dome. So I love having my workers out there working and keeping them busy is essential. So let me just check there's not more supplies that I can dump off over here. Looks like this one's quite busy, already dumping them off. Okay, so filling up that particular pallet there, as you see there, growing a little bit. So sending that one straight back. I'm going to try and gather all these supplies to drop off for this dome. Okay, so I do have another supply shuttle that I've dropped off over near the water supply, as you've seen earlier. That thing is loaded full of supplies as well. But just with pallets full over this side from that other ship, that rocket I had there earlier, I am killing it out here at the moment for resources. So a matter of managing my harvesters while they go around and gather up all these bullets. So give me a little while and I will be putting in the second dome. It's pretty sick. I'll zoom in soon as well and give you all a good look at the dome and that. I might even show you what they're up to on that. There's a cool sky bar and everything I've got in operation over there that I go up to, and they have a few drinks and that. So cheers to my colony and their survival. I only lost
Vehicle battery low.
Okay, I am running low on one of my vehicle batteries over here, it says, and no edible foods can be harvested, so I better work on some more foods. I think I might have researched a fungal farm or something I can grow on the outside of the dome that might help the ones inside the dome. So as you see, my power generator's getting quite advanced. Tons of supplies over here at the new ship, feeding up that power. So huge amount of power going on over here and regenerating more battery on my harvester there, okay? So things are looking up. It's actually an RC transport number 2, but I'm going to start calling them harvesters, I think. As you see, my windmills look really cool as they spin around. They're fully upgraded looking windmills that I've got around the map. I won't be pulling any of them down. I really like them. Later on when I put more power in, I'll simply be putting it in on top of them, I think, to keep the power supply absolutely pumping. Okay, so still with over 10,000 million, I'm actually going to call in more parts. So I'm going to need a couple of bits of polymer again, that's for sure. So a little bit of food too, so I might stock up on maybe around about 100 million worth of food on this drop to keep them happy until I can sort out that little issue with the food, because we can't have that. Okay, I might need to slam down a bit of research on fungal food to keep them going inside the dome. I can grow that on the outside of the dome farm, okay? So, checking it out, I'm absolutely loving this game. Hope you drop a big like, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and all of that. Much support's appreciated over here in the Altair Master Game account as we upload our maddest footage this year. So, like, I've got heaps of videos out, but I do love this game, so I am playing this at the moment, even though I've got a lot of other ones to hook into, okay? So, showing you the footage, I hope it's a privilege for you as I rocket that shuttle back into space. Okay, checking out my metal extractor. It looks like it's almost out of metal on that plot, so this is a problem I'm facing. It costs me quite a bit to build these extractors everywhere, and then they mine it all and they're all out and stuff. As you see, quite a bit of waste on this one. I might need to build a few rock mines. Maybe the waste got in the way, I'm not sure. So I'll go ahead here. As you see, I'll pop up a dumping site over here. I think I'll place it there. Actually, there. Yeah, right there, I think. Oh, actually, no, that's over the rocks. That's over the minerals. I can't put it there. I've got to put it somewhere else. Okay? Let's see if I can put it over the back of the ramps. The pads there. I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to build another one. I've got plenty of metal in these crates anyway at the moment. And I also have plenty of other metal resources around the map, so I am going to be getting one of these transports out to find some more anomalies to hope to get better research. So as you see, I've got some pretty sick upgrades. I think I've jumped ahead slightly in the research from the anomalies, okay? So I think keeping up the expansion of finding new anomalies while keeping the population inside my first dome happy could be crucial to getting ahead. So you see meteors landing around the map. They're all dropping metals over there, so it's going to be quite metal rich over that side of the map. As you see, our scanners have detected quite a bit of water around, so it doesn't look like we're going to actually experience much of a supply of water now started to tap into it, okay? So this base is looking prime. As I battle through this particular new game mode on live, okay, so I hope you all really do appreciate and feel privileged to be viewing this as I get my RC Explorer out over this side of the map to explore these anomalies. So zooming in here, check out how cool these anomalies are as my Explorer makes its way over here. So it's leaving quite a dust trail behind it. And I see quite a bit of metal there. That looks like a nice clump. Metal's quite scarce in my camp. I see at least 3 metals down there. So after I scan this anomaly, I'll head straight to them, okay? And a couple of other metals over there as well, and some huge rocks there too, so I'll be hitting them pretty hard. So sucking up all of the resources on Mars to keep the dome happy. You heard it here first, around Altair. As you see, these supply crates from Earth are dropping quite the package, quite the bundle.
Breakthrough discovered.
Gathering supplies. gathering up some more supplies here to keep the base growing. So things are looking up as I continue the expansion of the base here. Okay, so only losing 4 survivors is keeping me quite happy here. Okay, there's got to be at least 10 in there left. So as you see, it's quite vacant. It's a bit of a ghost town in there, really. Only 10 actual population, I think. As you see, it's night time here. I think they're all in bed at the moment. I was going to have a quick look. None over at the bar. Okay, so it looks like they're a bit scared of the new environment here on Mars that I've set up for them. As I continue, it looks like I've hit something major here. I've got a breakthrough discovered. An overcharge amplification. Oh, that's sick. That must have been from that anomaly that I actually discovered over there. So that's why I'm keeping the rovers or the harvesters busy as out there while I continue eating away at this stuff. So as you see, that thing there, amplify upgrades and grants a bigger boost to production. Okay, it looks like it's going to give me a huge colony somehow there. As you see, that picture looks sick. I'll be sure to research that soon. As I continue researching the overcharge amplification, I'm thinking I'll research maybe Martian education soon for the dome. As I continue being the robot army and building up the exterior of the dome to keep the people happy that live inside of the dome over there, okay? So the robot army quite busy over here on the outside of Mars. So going to grab a few more supply boxes and find another anomaly to continue my research. Okay, so keeping these supply crates opened and pumping for the workers is proven quite beneficial. As you see, my population's living really well. I've got builders actually not even working at the moment. The only problem I actually have at the moment is no edible food to be harvested. So I'm calling in another spaceship over here, near these other minerals over here, so that I can actually set up new materials and so on to bring into the space base over here. So I will be looking to top up the population of this one as well. So I'll be dropping another space rocket that'll probably cost a couple million in a few minutes as well. To actually expand this particular colony and refill the dead people. So I'm not sure where they buried those 4 dead that died due to lack of oxygen, lack of food, and lack of water earlier that we experienced due to a bit of a power outage that I had for quite a while. So things are looking up out here on our space base on Mars, okay, as we build the dome. So the dome has full air, full water, and my robots are coming out here. As you see, I've dropped in quite a few robots on that spaceship. Now they're quite busy, okay? So they're going to be actually going around and fixing everything that's wrong, as well as collecting all of that metal down there. As you see, they're mining, bringing all that metal over to help me fix up all of these other problems that arise from the dust storms and asteroids on Mars here, okay? So check it out. I'm going to build a second dome in a second as well. Okay, this is my first dome. It looks pretty sick, eh? We've got a couple residential buildings and everything like that going on over there with the bar and everything to keep them happy. Okay, I'm going to pop up my second dome
Cable
over
fault
here,
reported.
near my next spaceship. Okay, so one right there. So that's going to be the second dome. Okay, as my workers get around with all of our resources and construct that one up. Okay, so that's taken polymer, metal, and concrete to build up the next dome, to keep our next spaceship happy. So it's going to be pretty sick as we get our second dome out here and begin to actually upgrade that as well. So I've got some sick research
Sector scanned.
bigger sky rises to put in and everything like that. So I'm scanning up some sectors. I want to go and scan another couple of anomalies. So I did drop off another transport to get over and do this, as well as support my new spaceship over here. So I think I'll send that over to probably the next anomaly over to up this way.
Cable fault reported.
So quite a few anomalies up this way. I hope it's got enough battery to make it. My robots do run on battery. As long as they're on a power line, they do actually recharge out here. So this one's smoking it up over there. It looks like it's got quite a bit of battery. We did just drop it in off the spaceship, so it should be full battery. As I zoom in here, I can see it clearly scanning this anomaly here. There's quite a bit of metal around here as well. I might pick that up before I come back and drop that off as well for the civilization after it finishes. So clearing out these areas while I'm over here will be pretty cool for the civilization. It'll save me actually having to bring as much metal in on the spaceship so I can actually order more stuff. Okay, so that's what we want going forward. If you are new to the channel, make sure you drop a big thumbs up and like and subscribe and the rest of it so you can view episode 1 as well as videos of other games I've been playing this year that I'd be recommending to people. So I only put up videos that I recommend to people as a game to play. I wouldn't waste my time playing a game that I simply didn't like or that I thought was trash. So this one I think is pretty great. I played it for 3.5 hours earlier to build up this setup here.
Vehicle battery
Probably a long way into my 4th hour here as I expand the base more. So this transport here is fully recharged here on the power grid. I'll send him
We
out
have
to
an
this room as
oxygen
well.
shortage.
So
We have a water
anomaly
shortage.
and
We
death
have
is
a
coming up.
power shortage.
A few power shortage problems, that's not good. We need more supplies dumped out for the robot army to keep them happy here on the double population. So it looks like we've had a hazard. Someone's choked inside of the dome. Okay. I'm guessing, so we need to actually repair that quick smart. As you see, these dust storms on Mars are relentless, so trying to expand my base, but keep everything set up while doing it with these dust storms around is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so patrolling around here, as you see, we've got quite the power setup, and they are without power, so we're going to need to either repair or build more power on the double. So getting those RC transports back to help us build power if I need to from the anomalies, and bringing in some workers with supplies and that over to these particular outages that we're having from the power. So through the night they do run a bit low as we are on the wind power. Okay, so I mean wind power you'd think it lasts for night time, but generally we have a couple of solar powers around that run with them, so it does operate a little bit like at night time they might run out of power. And even at daytime now they're still out of power, so really trying to fix this at the moment for them to keep them alive in there. So we had this problem before where I lost 4 people. Okay, so if we lose another 4 there'll only be about 6 left in the dome. So it's getting quite scarce in the dome. They're really survivors over in the new dome. I think the reason that they're actually going without power is because the robot army is so busy over here. I'll get an RC over here to start dropping off all of those supplies. Okay, so bring in an RC over straight away. A transport harvester. Which it looks like them workers might be picking it up straight off the storage. I don't know, but I think it's important that I keep expanding this second dome a little bit as well as keeping the other ones happy. They're not without power now. They're just a little low on oxygen and water, okay? So the other dome in turmoil, but I'll build this one up anyway. I was thinking about putting a school in for the kids of the next dome while the other ones die. So I'll put a living quarters in over here as well as
Cable fault reported.
Another little fault with the cables, so the dust storms are really digging into the equipment that I sent over from Earth on the rocket ship before. And it's looking pretty good, I reckon.
Sector scanned.
Here. So I do have quite a few polymers. Run a little short on electronics. Lots of machine parts required to build this. I think I've got enough. I'm just a little low on shortage. It's going to give me -1 on water if I go ahead and actually build this initially until I convert it with my research. So it's a hard decision as I expand this second dome and build it up, okay? So we've got a dome still without water in that as I build this one up, but it's okay because it's, you know, we need to build this second dome anyway. I did say I was going to build it, so here it is, the second dome. I can afford to fly lots more people from Earth over here, so no big tragedy if the other ones from the other dome do pass away over there. But at the moment, I'm trying to keep them alive. I don't think having no water and no oxygen is going to kill them straight away. But the oxygen issue is becoming quite apparent, I think. So I think I'm going to need some more air tanks and air stuff around the map to go with this power. Okay, so having a quick look at air supplies here on the double before they start suffocating to death again. Okay, like last time. So quickly trying to set this up now. I'm gonna go in with some pipes and start connecting up these ones. Okay, to the new dome. So that's quite amusing, really, when you think about it. The other ones are without power and water, but we're actually setting up our second dome. So that's a little sad for the first survivors of our first colony. I'm pretty sure it's not going to cause them too much trouble, because they do have a lot of oxygen in the dome and water already, okay? So I'm not too concerned about it. In case you thought I was actually concerned about a past story, as you see, we haven't lost any yet, so things are going good. As I set up more of these Moxies for air production and so on over here, to link it into our main power supply grid, as well as our water supply grid over here, as you see. So I'm going to have to run a power cable over to connect that up as well in a second, because it's just an actual water grid that I've got there at the moment. Okay, so those ones will definitely need power. But I'm just laying down a huge oxygen air setup over here at the moment to keep both colonies happy in the future. Okay, so lots of air tanks for if they run out next time. Over here, putting them up. Okay, so clicking over here, we've got another air tank. Showing you how to build your own space base and domes, okay? So, although the other ones are a little bit low, it's very important that I do connect up all of this next dome properly and not be interfered with while I do this. Or I might forget to connect up the pipes again, or the oxygen, or the water. So last time when I moved them in, they didn't have anything for quite a while. So, actually learning that from the last one, this next dome needs to be spot on as I move in my next colony, okay? So we've got lots of supplies over there from the next spaceship. I need to build some more supply towers, some more supply pads, because those ones are looking a bit full soon. As soon as I correct up a couple of things
Pipe
over
leak
here.
reported.
Okay, so I'm going to go and get that organised quickly. I need another supply ramp, a pad. It's becoming quite urgent, but not as urgent as these issues over here. Okay, so as you see, the robot army is going ballistic. I'm going to have to recharge and drop off some more supplies for them pretty soon. So getting some more supplies to drop off over in this way. Lots of crates over here. For the robot army here now. Altair getting back into it. Dropping off the resources the robots need to grow strong and absolutely annihilate the enemy out there as we go forward in this particular space. We're pretty much getting ready for anything. Okay, so at the moment all we've had to deal with is a couple of dust storms.
Sector scanned.
And a couple of meteor showers. Okay, so things are looking good. We've just scanned Sector E6. It's got no resources. I am scanning quite heavily. I better go and get my next scan organised as soon as I finish this up. So we've got one area next, but I will scan around the perimeter of that border. So setting up the next scan here. As soon as it finishes auto-saving, go ahead and set up around that side of the map there with triangle. Okay, so that's going to explore that area around there as we expand our alien-like base here. In surviving Mars, okay? Man Altair, bringing it to you live. This is my first base I've ever made in the game, by the way, so I haven't had any practice before this, and I've got to admit, things are going really well. Like, I've only lost 4 of our total colonists, although I am, building's not working 14 here at the moment. We are actually building up all of these things with the robot army to make sure that everything's still functioning. So a lot of our unworking buildings don't really matter much. I've been thinking about scrapping them anyway. I think I'll salvage that one. I think I'll go ahead and salvage this one as well. So those that literally have no resources left on them, as you see, decommissioned by the robot army as they come over to quickly do that for me. Okay, so now I'm down to only 12 buildings not working. Okay, I see I need a repair on this one to get it working. So it's mining cement over there, the same thing the other ones are. Got a couple of cement factories around town that aren't really working, but look, I do have quite a bit of cement. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment, but I will be needing to get those operational, so that way we do have supplies coming in. Moving my rover over here now. So it's quite the good thing, the harvester here. It really does deploy my robots and keep them around like a little swarm to repair up what I need. I might have to drop a few supplies off near this. I think it might require something they don't have, so I better go and collect all of my supplies up and drop them off over here. Let me just check on that now. Okay, so tons of supplies here. Gonna go collect up these supplies. There's my harvester moves over
Now
there.
that the most critical phase of the mission is behind us, we would argue it's a good time to start focusing on our mission evaluation goals.
Okay, so we need to get more technologies. So I've got 17. I need to have 40 at level 100. So at day 100, I've really got to start to up my research and saying. Okay, so I'm going to get into that. I need to get more anomalies in between doing this. So I'm going to run a rover over to do anomalies while I keep them supplied here on the double. Okay, so checking on my research here, it looks like I've advanced a bit. This one looks pretty cool. Farms increase the comfort of all residents in the dome, so that should stop them from becoming as sick, because I've got a couple of cool hydroponic farms fully upgraded there. As you see, they've actually evolved into the next one. So we did have a bit of a food shortage issue, which we fixed up. I've got 2 vehicles that are low battery, so I better check on my actual other vehicles, but the new dome's looking pretty sick. Okay, I'm still developing that. That is why I'm a little low on resources around the map. In the side ground there, you could say. So second base is looking quite nice. Only
Cable
3
fault
constructions
reported.
left. But before I move the new bunch of technicians and so on into the new colony, okay? So you'll see me do that soon as I land a rocket, but for now, I'm going through and fixing up everything that's wrong over here on this map. So a dumping site here.
Research complete.
Quite a few dumping sites. It looks pretty rocky around that particular one. It looks like there's quite a few resources in there. It's digging quite deep compared to the other ones, so quite liking that. Okay, this one's actually turned reddish colour, this particular dome. I think we put up a medium dome here. It looks amazing, so there's actually more room in this particular dome for parks and stuff later, but I would like to let the residents move in before I completely construct this one. I'm just setting up the basics of what I'll need. So apartments will be cool, and they'll love their new apartments. So sadly the old dome doesn't actually have those, but they will allow me to have a bigger population within here. So setting up a couple of little things like the nursery and so on, and an infirmary or a diner. I think I need a diner more than an infirmary in this one, although I'm a
Sector
bit
scan. Anomaly
right
found.
out there. I think they need a park too, these particular colonies. The other ones will complain. That should keep them happy. It's a playground for kids, but not really a park. So I don't know. It's a hard choice between a security station, a school, and Martian University that I haven't quite completely got enough resources or research for at the moment. But as you see, this new dome, the medium-sized dome, is looking epic. It looks medium to me at the moment as I build it up. So it's looking quite massive. Constructing it up. So those apartments seem to be taking up quite a bit of room in it as I expand. Okay, so the robots are going in now. They've got some supplies. Need to get back to my rovers in a sec, but we do need all of these solar panels to really help with the power so that I don't actually get it. But I've got a new research complete, Explore AI, so my guys will actually be able to explore the map a little bit better. I'm actually running power supply lines along this whole stretch of power cable here at the moment as I develop my robot army out there. So Things are going good out here on the space basis. I throw a little bit more research down here. This one looks alright. Passenger rockets carry 10 more colonists. That'd be handy before I call in the next colonist. So I would like to see that done. Better batteries for robots and so on down here on the research list. As you can see, I'm progressing through it all quite evenly. And things are looking good there. They do cost a few machine parts and stuff like that to actually get a bit of research done. As you see, we're not lacking on that over here in the space camp at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to take a little look at the space base here. As you see, we've got a grocer, a playground, a reno, apartments, more apartments, another reno, a diner, a research lab, and a bar. Another sky bar over here.
Pipe leak reported.
Okay, it looks like I've got a pipe leak somewhere. Let me go ahead and have a little look and see if I can find the particular leakage out here. So having a pretty quick scan, I see this one here needs a little maintenance, so I'm going to go ahead and request some maintenance on him as well as him. Just getting the maintenance robots to come over to those ones will be good. As I go over here to command my next RC rover to come over and collect some more supplies to drop off for the robots as they're running a little bit short on supplies. So I think my supplies are actually up here near the new spaceship. I've got a whole army of supplies racked out up there. So things are looking good out here on the space base on this game. Patrolling around here with my rover, getting more of those. I think I should go get an anomaly with one of my other spare rovers in between doing this, but as you see, a load more supplies there to help me develop everything that I need out here. So getting my rovers, I think I'll get 2 of those to drop supplies for the robot army, as well as continuing to explore and get my anomalies. So sending out another robot over here for this next anomaly. So that's looking pretty epic, okay? We've got quite a few anomalies over that way to explore, and it's looking good. So my explorer's actually got the AI now. I see a couple metals over there near where it's roving at the moment, near the side of the spaceship. So quite a bit of stuff in the way of resources around that area that I can take advantage of in the event of a crisis or something like that in the game where they're running really low on metals or concrete or something like that. But at the moment, just actually getting around and checking out all of these anomalies. So anomalies are allowing me to get a lot of research. I think one of my explorers is a bit low battery. So I have been trying to unlock higher batteries for them too, so that I don't have to get back to the power grid as much, okay?
Sector scanned.
So the scanner's going good over there that I built earlier in episode 1. As we continue to expand our base over in this section, okay? So I'm going to make sure that they keep exploring these terrains while I'm busy building my base. Another anomaly I've seen over this way, there's 2 over here, so that'll keep the explorers nice and busy. Okay, I've got 8 buildings not working, so that's looking the best it's looked in ages. Okay, I think when I logged in I had about 16. So halving that, now there's no problems. The other civilizations come along smoothly as, okay.
We found signs of native life.
Okay, sick. Let's see what this says. The sensor reading from the anomaly site provided the answer to one of the biggest mysteries about Mars. The explorer examined the mineral cluster and found the preserved remains of microscopic life forms. We've managed to confirm that the deposit originated on Mars and not on one of the many asteroids that pockmark the surface of the planet. The team is ecstatic with the find. If there were past life on Mars, perhaps we are not alone in the universe. So we might have actually found, and here I get a choice. And I'm thinking the top one looks pretty good, but the bottom one could even be better. This is crazy, this choice that I've got, and it must be a secret in the game. The team is ecstatic with the find. If there were past life on Mars, okay, we can publicize the find as a triumph of the Mars mission, which is a $500 million funding, or I can publicize the find as triumph of humankind, which will increase the amount of applicants that I can put on my spaceship to fly to Mars. I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's 500 million. Oh, actually, I don't know. 500 million. Let me think. How many 100,000 do I have? Quite a few. Okay, so I'm going to actually get 50 applicants in. No, I've changed my mind at the last second. I've taken the 500 million and publicized it, okay? So check it out. Gonna get this next anomaly.
Meteor incoming. Pipe
Cool,
leak
I've got a meteor
reported.
incoming. I'll
We have
quickly
an
check the
oxygen
maps.
shortage.
That
We
one's
have a
popped
water
down near us
shortage.
too. That's sick. Okay, I'll be able to go over and collect those ones. Okay, remember they're up past the water to the left a bit. Okay, and up past our final building to the north. So I'll be back for them later. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get more of these anomalies. As you see, I'm discovering some deep secrets of Mars from doing it. And so, effectively inhabiting this alien planet now, Humanity alive. As you see, I've got 2 domes now, but I haven't actually called in any applicants. I am actually thinking about doing it soon, but I do need to fix a few power outages. So actually I need a water pipe that runs into the second dome. It says it's low on pipe, okay, up there above the dome. So I'm fixing that right now.
Anomaly
So I see
analyzed.
the actual broken pipe that's causing that problem. So maybe it's a case of building a couple of different pipes that run in there so they don't run out. But at the moment I'm finding that's a killer. We've actually found another anomaly and gained 1,000 research points for that particular one, okay? So getting more supplies here to drop down for my workers, the robot army, to come and pick up. The space base is definitely expanding here, okay? Like, things are looking the best they've looked in ages. I am going to have to drop some supply crates off near all of that power there to help to keep the power high and repair up a couple of buildings and build all of that set up there next to run the second dome. Once they move in, I'd say they're going to start to consume more power, okay? I do have one low battery vehicle that I'm looking at the moment. I better go and find that one or I could be in trouble. It might run out of battery, I'm worried. So I'm going to grab a transport. Actually, you know what? I think it'll be all good. It'll find its way back to the power, I'm sure. This could be it, I think. Set it back to the power grid. There you go, charging up. I see another one sitting around not doing anything on the power grid. Just down a little bit it was. But it'll be cool over there because I need to get these supplies so that I can get power restored over this way. As you see, I need power running through these buildings with all these resources that I'm going to dump off from that transport. I see a transport over there sitting there not doing anything. I'll bring that over. Might either go out for anomalies, I'm just debating over it, or dropping supplies. I think I'll send it over. Can you help me drop off some supplies or something like that? I'm pretty sure. I'll check that out. But I need to grab a hold of all these transports and rovers that aren't doing anything so they can stock up on supplies. So I'm waiting for that one to fully recharge its battery. Couple of rocket ships left, counting as my command centers there. So I think I'll leave them there for now. We'll be calling in another spaceship full of people soon.
Sector
Going to
scanned.
move into dome number 2 over here in episode 2, Mount Altair. Raking up Mars here at the moment. We're doing really well in this particular live stream. As you see, my robot's flat out over there, feeding the community full of goodness that live inside of the domes. This area of Mars, and the dome actually has managed to grow grass in there and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. Okay, the dome's looking exceptional out there at the moment. As I continue to grow the dome, collecting more resources over here. As you see, I'm loaded with supply crates from all these spaceships I've dropped off that are really allowing me to expand the base, okay? So things are looking really good out here on Survivor Mars. Just checking if that one has the supplies I need. I think it does. I'm gonna head over there with RC Transport 2, start picking them up and dumping them over there for the other workers to go and get a hold of. So as you see, really expanding around this section now. It's looking good. The pipes are nice and solid. The extractor, the harvester, whatever you want to call it, it's getting in there, sucking up all of them resources.
Cable fault reported.
Okay, those cable faults aren't good. I better go and check on that. I've now got 20 buildings not working. So that's skyrocketed. I don't know what's happened with the buildings. I think that power cable not working might have short-circuited something over there. We've lost a lot of power over in this section. So I'm going to investigate. I'm looking here. I think I just need to build more power in general to support the 2 domes. So just a quick glance. I'm going to repair up the power supply and link that up with the power and all of that. As I dump more supplies off for the workers to get out there and slam out these buildings. As you see, a lot of air going up there from the air tanks. They're going to be supporting our civilization as in air storage. So in case something happens to our air supplies, they won't die instantly. As you seen last time, that's why I wasn't too concerned, because of the air tanks and all that sort of thing. So quite nice, this game, as in a little bit of farming involved, but enjoyable almost. Okay, so I really need metal at the moment. I think next supply drop that I call in from space, I might call in extra metal as well as polymer and electronics. I think that's been the key to advancing my civilization here at the moment on the moon. I mean, on Mars. I get confused, it's a red planet. Okay, the red planet of the Mars. They both start with M. It can be easy to get confused. So calling in another one here. I'm going to even need more metals, so I'm going to go ahead and slam those up a ton. Okay, I might call in like 150 metals, and then like 50 polymers or something like that. Actually, I can only call in 125, can I? What's going on there? That's weird. Go as much metal as I can, really. Because I'm going to need electronics as well. More electronics than anything. Okay, to grow the civilization out here and keep them technologically ahead. I'm going to need metals though to build. So it's a hard decision. I'm going to go with that as I lift off into space to go and collect those materials from Earth. So jetting out there for another big supply drop coming up for the crew to grow our base. So only 14 buildings not working now, but that's still 6 too high. So once I drop these supplies off, I'm hoping that increases that. As you see, the windmills are looking sick over there. Okay?
Research
really happy with
complete.
those upgrades that I put on that. And I've got another one here. It's called Passenger Module. Okay, so just checking over that. What's that do? I'll put on battery optimization, compact passenger module, so now we can have 10 more colonists. So now's the time we need to call in another rocket to fill up our other dome, but I do want to make sure that the setup's in place so they don't arrive and just start dying everywhere, okay? So building this up, the second dome, one more building left really, as well as a couple of trees, three actually when I zoom around there. So 3 buildings left for the robot army. That's
Vehicle
one
battery
colony
low.
supplies. I'll build up another couple of supply bases, and we've got battery low over here. I don't know why that's smashing these guys so hard. I'll go and investigate again. Looks to me like I might need a better power cable that runs up there or something. Maybe I'll multi-link that with a couple of power cables, so that way it doesn't die all the time, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. So I'm going to run a double power cable onto that one, so that way every time that power cable has a little shortage, it doesn't really affect the whole lot of them. See if that actually fixes it. If not, I'm going to have to reinvestigate, get some more supplies, and run a power cable along that edge there. I don't think it's completely linked to the dome, that power
Sector
cable.
scanned.
I'm going to try and move that a little bit closer to the dome, that power cable. I think it's as close as I can get it, actually. We're getting around out here now. That particular pipe looks like it's not actually broken, so this electricity crisis is a little bit strange, okay? Gonna think about an option here. Gonna drop this spaceship in and fill up my workers with supplies again. I think they can fix this. It must be a broken cable somewhere that I can't see. I'm hoping the working robot force know where it is. I have got AI on them, so they should be able to work it out themselves as I drop in the next space rocket here. Okay, so just looking for which one it is. I think it's this one. Okay, I'm going to put that here again. I don't know if I should. Yeah, I'll put it there. Right
Meteor
there.
incoming.
Okay, nice meteor incoming. My spaceship's landing over there, as you see on the big map. Landing nicely where I put it, over there in that mineral-rich area. Okay, so my robot army has come flying over for that, and they're going to get busy over here. As you see, they're going to complete the dome, and I'm hoping fix that power shortage issue that we've got there with all of those power generators that we've built. So I'm not sure why there's a power shortage on them still. I think I'm just going to build some more, like a large solar panel or something like that, because it might need something like that to go with them. So I'll build up a couple of them, so that way we've got nice solar. I think I can build up a power storage facility as well to store more power in it for the night time. So I'll go ahead and run some more powered storages along this side. They're like major batteries. Gonna run them. Ton of them over there. This is really going to be supporting the new dome nicely. Now I do need to unload some of these supplies for the workers, so I'm going to just start grabbing them with my transports and getting those workers stuck into it. But those workers are going for the spaceship, which is nice, so they're grabbing the supplies straight off the spaceship that we need. Start repairing all of this. As you see, my power's come back on. It's all linked up again. All I must have needed was a couple more solar panels to run with those ones that I have over there. And there's that. This particular RC robot is going to go over and recharge the battery. Looks fully charged to me. I think I'll grab some supplies and drop them. Trying to clean up the last supplies that drop, because those ones are quite convenient over the other side. So I'll just grab all of these if I can in this hit, because I want to get back to exploring more anomalies for my research as well. But keeping these guys maintained is quite good. So as you see, only 10 buildings not working. That's not too bad. We've got a lot of buildings that aren't working because they actually are in the dome and don't have someone living in there at the moment. So at the moment, still setting up for the second dome. It's looking pretty sick. They've put all them air tanks up. They're going to get started on all these solar panels and this whole battery setup I've got here in a second, I'm sure. They are grabbing resources. These ones are full, but they're just checking out and moving away. So, not sure why they're not quite constructing these ones as of yet. It's a bit weird. They're coming and buzz and zap around, but they're not doing their job. Unless they've got some. Oh, here we are. That's why. They're still putting up the last of these solar panels. So, I see them quite busy. They've started on these batteries over here now, as you see. They are really good, the robots in this game, at constructing all of the batteries and things I need for all of the various dome activities that we need to put over the population that we move to Mars to keep them in the dome out there. Setting up quite the solar array here, as you see. Things couldn't be looking better for power. The Mount Altair really powering up the batteries and all the communication, sensors. We've got air, water, electricity, heaps of resources to continue constructing. And they've also got some sick farms built in the new dome at the moment to
Sector
keep them happy as
scanned.
well. So, having a look over here, I'm just making sure I actually dipped it. Yeah, there's a couple of farms there, hydroponic farms to keep them happy, along with a whole heap of other cool stuff. So as you see, these batteries are going up nicely. I figure if I'm running solar panel, I might as well run a massive battery array to go alongside it. So that way over night time, they've got something to use. I think you'll agree with me on that. If you've got any suggestions for me on what you think I should do with my space base here on Mars, be sure to leave a little comment down there.
Pipe leak reported.
In between repairing all of these different events and so on here with this anomaly, I'm just going to be checking in to see if I've got any comments as I continue getting my workers out there to build up this population for me, okay? So things are looking epic out there. Okay, it looks like you guys have about as much idea on this game as me, so, you know, I'm showing you how it's done, and I'm really appreciating your support and views, and out here on the community, if you could leave me a big subscribe, that'd be much appreciated, as I continue to upload some of my dopest footage. So I'm considering this as pretty top quality, as I go and survive in Mars live. It's only my first day of having the game. It didn't come out too long ago at all, and I've built up quite the army of a base, as you see, even 2 domes now out here as the International Space Station. So launching that rocket up to go and get me some more supplies from Earth. I think I better leave that one there to help me build up this particular side of the base. As these battery powers are up over here, so as you see here, I'll zoom in a little bit. My workers are quite busy setting up all of our solar panels and all of our batteries over here. So as you see, no low power or anything at the moment, and we've got 17 buildings not working, so I'm assuming most of those are in the dome. You're not too concerned about them. So there's 4 in that dome that are not working, maybe even 6 or 8, and then I'm sure there's more in the other dome. I think I see 1 there though. Over in the other dome there's about 6 or 8 as well, but I see a couple over this way that need repairing, so I wouldn't mind sending another harvester over to just keep these ones topped up over this side of the map. So I did actually request to have them repaired earlier, but unfortunately we didn't have enough supplies at the time to get it done, so these will add extra power to our actual supply lines for the next episode of the dome here. Well, I'm actually going to continue with this episode. I'm going to grow the second dome in this episode, so do stay tuned. I am going to introduce a population into it and check out how they like their new apartment blocks, the G-style ones, as I grow them. Okay, so checking out these supply crates, there's quite a few in there. Waiting for the robots to finish this
Anomaly
building. I
found.
think I might drop a couple of more. So I'd say they may even be a little bit low on metals. I'm just going to drop all of what I've got here to keep them happy. So as you see, they might take a shortcut to it in a second. There they go. They are grabbing that now, just going straight back up to build. So let's have a look at our solar panels up there. After I recharge this particular one here though. Okay, so there, the batteries are completely done now, and as you see, that robot there is building the next solar panel. Okay, so I'm going to get this one back out to get me going out here. So continuing what he's up to there, dumping them supplies off the map.
Cable fault
Okay, he's up to
reported.
some. Okay, as I continue to build on with this, so I've got a low battery vehicle and another malfunctioning cable. So as I said, it pays to have a couple of cables because we don't actually have any problems with our power supply at the moment. But I will be putting up this next power thing here, a couple of different grids of power too. As you see, lots of solar panels going on Mars at the moment. Wind turbines, the whole works, okay? Power storages. Okay, let me just check on a bit of a resupply here. I've still got 6,843 million left to call in my next parts here. So I'm going through here, I see concrete, drones, RC rovers, machine parts, electronics. I think I need metals, polymers, machine parts, electronics. I get more of those. Let's start me down 2,000 million, okay? So I think I'll call in as much as I can on this one and make it my last supply drop before I bring in the new recruits to settle in. So let's make sure we get everything we need. So 3 drones there as well to help build everything, as they have been a bit slow lately, as you see there. So I'm going to have to get another RC out to drop off some more resources for them robots to get straight on the work as soon as they get in. And keep these ones going that are on the field here. So as you see, I've got one over there that isn't built. I'm going to be looking over here for storage supply drops, as I'm going to be dumping a fresh one in soon. So these ones still have plenty of supplies on them. So grabbing these ones. 20 buildings not working. What's going on there? I better check out what's happened to all these buildings, because, you know, 16 or 14 I can manage. 10 was looking great. But just going to request and get this one repaired up over here. So
Sector scanned.
as you see, the citizens of this one here are quite happy. They haven't complained in ages. You can't really see many walking around the street at the moment. It does look like night time. There's one hovering around. I think they looked at the edge of the dome and walked away. Okay, so I bet they're feeling a little bit trapped in there. They've been in there for 77 days now. I really need to get cracking on my research before 100 days to get my 40 technology advances and all that stuff. So checking it out here.
Research
in the
complete.
the first dome I built in last episode, and it's pretty sick, isn't it? So even its own water preservation facility. It's got its own bar there that the patrons slide up in the chair and get their drinks. Look, they are stacking it on over there in that dome. Absolutely living it up. So pretty sad about the 4 that passed away. As you've seen, they had a pretty big funeral in the dome for them. I'm not sure which plot of the dome they buried them, but there's no funeral or cemetery as far as I've seen in the dome. But I am trying to keep a close eye on the people that live in the dome for you while I continue to build up all of these exteriors and repair up all of these buildings and take all of these resources out of these particular mining operations I've got to keep them stacking up and then drop them off for my builders. Okay, so grabbing all of these resources and just unloading over here. So that's a lot of concrete to help them out. The robots should be able to work out where to go, I'm thinking. So as you see, they're coming over. They're going a little bit here and there. Oh no, they haven't started on it yet. I think they know where to go. They might not need concrete yet, but I'm dumping it up anyway for them. Because it's free and I don't have to fly it in. My concrete's looking fantastic in this game. I've still got one malfunctioning cable, which is meaning I need to repair a building over here, I think. So I'm going to call in my second space rocket here. I'm debating over whether it's better off to drop it here or over there somewhere away from these guys. But I think I'm better off to just keep stocking up those supply ramps, but I need more of them, I think. So I'm going to have to build double the amount and drop this off as well. Okay, so dropping this one in, I'm going to get the workers back over to start dumping up some supplies. Okay, so a couple more supply pads for the workers to drop off their goodies onto, like a little treasure box over there. Those ones aren't quite full yet, but I'm just being careful because as you see, the workers just invading in there, like they're really searching for something. And it's metal, okay? So I'm trying to work out how to get my metal going properly. I'm going to add up a couple of storage ramps here for them in case they want to drop it somewhere. So that's 4 of them. That'll do. Okay, 5. Look, I would just go a double layer actually. Why not have like 9 of them? You know, why settle short and come back later? Okay, so building up 9 of them ramps over there. And checking out my next base. I think it's nearly time to call in our next survivors to introduce into the second dome. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think here, I'll choose which age group we're going to call in. I'm going to go more along the lines of youths in this one. So 15 to 21 year olds only. Okay. Yeah, that's it. We don't want all trade. Oh, actually, we do want all traits, I guess. So that way they're pretty smart all round. I do need to turn all of these off though. Okay, so we're going to have all youth, 15 to 21 year olds, moving into the next one. Okay. A specialization. So I'm going to get a couple of scientists to move in. A couple of it. I've got 3 engineers. I think I need 1 security guard at least, a botanist to deal with the hydroponic setup, a medic. Luckily I got one last time, and that's looking pretty good to me. I'll even go geologist. Actually, I think I need an engineer. Let me have a little look here. I'm just thinking about it. What do I need the most? That'll do, that'll do. Now on to sex. Okay, I can choose whether they're male or female. Okay, I'm going to go males and females. We've got 1 other in the other camp. Okay, so now on to perks. We'd like a couple survivors, more geniuses. They seem to be good. We'll have a gamer, and we'll have a couple workaholics. And we'll have a couple sexy people running around out there, okay? So I don't mind if the others come along as well, they're more than welcome. We've got 3 nerds, 1 gamer, 1 religious, 3 composed, 2 sexy, 2 survivors, and 3 workaholics. So actually I've got 12 survivors from the first bunch that I brought over, and this time I can call out more. Okay, so I'm just going to get all of them out actually, so that way we have a ball out there. So let's see what sort of floors we're going to put on these ones. Oh, let's see, I don't really want... Let me see. I don't really want lazy. Alcoholics are welcome because we've got a sky bar. I've got a casino, so gamblers are welcome. Glutton. We don't really like hypochondriacs. We do have 1 of those. I don't want to put the thumbs down in case I lose it. Okay. Melancholic. We like melancholic people. They're pretty relaxed. No loners. Okay. We want a social interaction going on out there. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's see what quirks we've got here for the next people. So I'd really like gurus, no tourists. We don't mind vegans either over in my camp. So I'm going to go ahead and launch as many of these particular residents into my camp as I can. So we really like vegans actually. I'm going to launch all of these in. That looks fine to me as I launch them in here. So they're on their way. Fast forwarding into a day 80 almost. I need to get those anomaly crates organized for more research. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of research done here. Things are going up and up for us. Okay, so what's this? Storage compression. That looks great. Water, oxygen, and power storage capacity increased. Yeah. So that'll allow me to keep the storage and power pumping out here for my colonists today. Okay. Having an absolute ball out here. Look at all my wind turbines, air. Look at all of the different electricity that we've got running through this whole setup here. As you see, my solar panels are down because it's night time. They just came up for daytime. That's pretty sick. Wind turbines are raging around there. Things are looking up and up. We've got 25 buildings not working at the moment, so it looks like we've got another power outage around the side of the map somewhere. I better go ahead and check that out as I look around. Okay, so fully restoring all of these robots, getting as much storage as I can out of here. as I engage here with the drones and robots, getting an absolute army out to plan up around the map. So here's a recharge station for my robots to tuck into and get a little bit more battery. So pure electricity running through this camp at the moment. It looks pretty epic. Got a whole host
Resources
of
are
robots
low.
doing the gathering, getting the job done out here. Really enjoying building up my own base. Reminds me a lot of the old days of the old CNCs on the PCs and that when I was growing up. The whole red alert thing. Man, this game is pretty good, I reckon. It's very addictive. Spent quite a while on it. As you've seen,
Sector scan.
if you
Select
check
the
out
sector
episode
to
1, I think it's
scan.
one of the longest lives I've done. Okay? I'm not excited about this particular game. Check out the water and all of the electricity and air that I've got running into these domes. A moisture vaporizer, so it produces water from the atmosphere. Okay, when placed with let me check that out again. When placed near other vaporators, production's lowered, so probably keep them away from other vaporators, I'm thinking, by the looks of that. And also they don't produce in dust storms, so I've got to be careful of that. So it'd be good to have a few alternatives of those, but as I get my research done more and more, the domes are getting upgraded. So I'm going to go ahead and call some colonists in shortly to this next dome over here. So popping in a rocket landing site. I'm going to go get some more passengers for the next dome, okay? So introducing them into the high sky-rise G apartments. Look at them on the move over there as they run in.
New colonists have arrived.
So running in smooth and sound. A whole army of new colonists have arrived into the second dome out there. Absolutely ecstatic. No problems as of yet, no deaths upon impact with the new dome. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this one running nicely. As you see, a bit of dust getting around on the air filters already. So it pays to keep a close attention to detail so they don't get too rusty. Preparing up anything I see here that might be getting rusty.
Resources
okay,
are
before
low.
it gets rusty
Meteor
now.
shower incoming.
Okay, we've got a disaster coming in 5 hours. A huge meteor storm headed our way by the looks of it. Checking the map here now. I think it could be quite a big meteor storm headed down our way. It looks like it's going to rain a bit of death. Hopefully it doesn't take out a few of our supply lines, and it's pretty kind to us. Let's check it out. It's got 3 hours now. I see another couple of anomalies around the edges of the map there that I also need to get my transports over to start scanning. So I've got 1 hour till this disaster hits, though. It's night time now. The meteor's going to come down. I hope it doesn't hit our base. I'm going to check it out from the big map here. Oh wow, it's landed north and east of our base and northwest. Okay, so we can head over there. Another one to the north and another one to the north. That is a massive meteor shower going on up there, okay? So I can probably send out a transport or something, an extractor up that way to go ahead and collect a heap of metal for free. So that's going to be fantastic if I start dropping that off over there. Okay? Although I do have a lot of metal in this particular enterprise here. My colonists are absolutely adapting to the new climate. I'm going to slow them down and have a look at them. Okay, let me just slow them down so I can zoom in and see how they're going at all of the new places as soon as I do this. Okay, I've got to actually link up a bit of power here by the looks of it. A few supply drops coming in. Your man Alti out here having a ball on the new Surviving Mars. Becoming more of a fan as I play it. It's quite addictive. As you've seen with the last episode, time really does get away from you when you play this particular game. I'm really trying the best for my survivors out here on it. As you see, I've got quite a few people on Mars now. I think I just introduced around about 26 in my estimations. putting a water reclamation system in the middle there. Takes quite a few resources, but as you can see, I'm quite loaded on the resources at the moment. As we charge in, we get this job done and all sorted out here. So I'm low on resources now, the metals are coming in. I've got one malfunctioning cable, 13 buildings not working. I'm thinking about doing another supply drop on that metal, but a lot of it did just drop around the north of the battlefield. Well, that's what I'm calling it out here on Mars at the moment as I survive the dust and storms, okay? I'm thinking about sending a transport up north as soon as I fix all of these up and get them fully restored and all that stuff. So that way we can keep growing over here. Another meteor shower up north. I think it's time that I started to explore up that way, eh? Like, once I head up north, I reckon we'll be in for a treat over here in the way of minerals. So,
Pipe
as I
leak
look up there, I
reported.
can see plenty of metals laying around from all these meteor drops. I'll head up there later. For now, I'm going to concentrate on settling these into dome number 2. New Mount Altier, pulling it off. Uh-oh, we've got another meteor storm coming in 2 days. Okay, that could be epic. Hopefully that one actually lands near our base, or our 2 domes, so we can get the robots out to get all the resources from it. Okay, so only 18 buildings not working at the moment. Not too bad, but I'm going to be looking to repair those as well and keep everything pumping. As you see, the second dome looks really cool. As you see, I've got it sped up. My civilians down there, they're pretty tiny. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see them. Okay, there's one running around there. I'll have to slow them down a little bit for you. Hang on, let me slow them down for you a little bit while I take a quick little break here. I'm going to need probably a couple of minutes just to use the bathroom and so on. So let me just leave you zoomed in on the action over here. I think I'll take you around to the bar. Okay, we'll overlook the inner dome of dome number 2 with the space rockets near it. For a couple of seconds here while I quickly run off to the bathroom, so just give me a second and we'll be back to continue expanding the Empire over here on Mars. So absolutely fantastic. getting a few supplies for us a minute. Keep this bad boy running over here, okay? So just getting a few supplies, just a minute. Into the bucket now, things looking good. The new dome's looking pretty sick. Oh, let's see, where am I at? Okay, back to the building of the colony here on Mars, on our flat desert plain in the dome. Mount Altier back. Okay, I needed a quick bathroom break there. You can't hurry nature. So back to actually doing my research here. I see I've got 5 set up. Things are looking pretty good. Okay. The windmill turbines are looking pretty sexy. I'm sure you'll agree. Dump a comment in the section after the vid if you want. I can get back to the ones after the vid a bit easier than the ones in the vid. While I'm playing out here and that, it's a little bit difficult for me to be checking up on all the ones that pop up during the vid. Okay, so getting back to it here, I need to be picking up resources and dumping them off quickly for the workers. So looking for my next transport. It looks like I've got one fully charged up over here. I'm going to tell this one to go. Actually, this one's a little busy. Let me go ahead and have a look at another one around the map. I think I see one there. Get that to go and pick up some resources to drop off for our workers in case they don't quite want to go to the supply drops. So making sure to encourage them to keep working by keeping them with plenty of supply drops over there and resources at the moment to go with the power plants, water and electricity and air that we've got running into our domes. So 2 domes built up here on Mars at the moment.
Anomaly found.
Got some settlers in there. No one's having any problems in the new one. I do have 3 malfunctioning cables at the moment though. which could impact their survival later. So I'm checking those out.
Research
As you
complete.
see, I've gained a new research, sustainable architecture. That's looking pretty fantastic, okay? Absolutely dumping up all of these architecture in Mars here. It's feeling pretty good actually. I see a couple
Sector
of them getting a bit
scan.
dirty in that, but I do have automatic maintenance on most of them now, so I don't see any reason that those malfunctioning cables shouldn't be fixed by the computer here. I'm keeping a lookout just to make sure I can't see them, but I see this one here. It's dropped off a lot of workers. I might put some supplies down to help them in case they're running out of supplies in this area. I don't know, but I can't see a power cable or a cable fault on this link. Well, let's have another look here. This robot can't see any failures. My citizens aren't dying or anything inside of the dome. I think it's because I've got a lot of cables connecting it up. They're not running low on anything, so it's no major concern. But I do see a couple of spark plugs running out of the power lines. I think they're the problem. As you see, I'm trying to fix those. They've got to be like some sort of electrical fault. I think I'll run another power cable over that or around it, so that way the fault ceases, okay? Probably be a smarter option to go. I'll build a little triangle around that one there. I'll also try and cut this fault out of the power grid here. So these are underground cables. I've accidentally ran that one straight into the fault. Let me just make another one here. Double link this particular power supply so that it doesn't run into any problems. So as you see there, nice current of power going through there while they fix this out, power supply in underlying cables. So my robots seem to be out of supplies at the moment. I better drop off some more. Sending my RV over to grab some more supplies so we can keep this place fully repaired and growing in the new 2 domes we've got out here on surviving Mars. So quite epic action actually, loving it. I've got 22 buildings not working and I'm going to have to get in and fix here soon because it's just getting ridiculous how these are not working at the moment. So checking it out. As I make my way around here at the moment, okay, so we man up
Anomaly
here,
found.
putting it down, showing you how to build up all of your different stuff in surviving Mars, okay, should you need to move to Mars for any reason, okay. Full electricity supplies, the whole works. My colonists arrived here with literally scratch. My robot army that I've got helped us build up to absolute glory here as we continue to evolve on Mars. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you drop us a big like and subscribe. We'll be uploading a lot of footage like this to help other gamers, especially if they're like, oh, there we go, what's that I've put on? Micro manufacturing. So that'll be handy. So that'll produce electronics from rare metals for us later on in the game. Okay, so I don't know, what's this 3D machining? Oh, actually, wow, smart homes, they'll be perfect. So new buildings will provide more residents to move into our actual apartment blocks and so on.
Pipe leak reported.
I'll be sure to get onto those as well as a pipe leak that we've got, so we can't have water running out. I see a few brown pipes that have been affected by the
Anomaly
dust storms.
found.
Just taking a look at this to request all the maintenance I need on these particular pipes and outages to keep the life support in place for my people who live inside of the dome out here.
Anomaly analyzed.
Okay, found another anomaly. 23 buildings not working, that's not looking too good. Okay, I think there's a couple of miners that have ran out. I'm not overly concerned as we do have the power rerouting. I've got all of my research on here at the moment. 5 maxed, so I'm going to roll with that, what we've got on. Okay, and check out these new anomalies that we've actually got over here for research purposes. So sending a explorer over to this area. We're also going to have to get a resupply going here. So I'm going to need a couple new explorers, probably a rover, 4 drones. Let's see what else. I'll need machine parts and electronics, I reckon, again. Maybe even an orbital probe. So that'll come in handy in revealing all of the particular things on the map for me. So I'll spend 700 million on that. That leaves me 1,950 million. So still looking good on the money. Anyway, I did start with quite a few thousand million, but I'm happy with this. I'm going to launch this in. Okay, that'll give me a base over in this area of operations to start exploring a few more mineral sites and anomalies and so on with my rovers and all of my extra drones to help continue repairing up all of my structures and so on. So as you see, some pretty cool meteorite rocks that have dropped over in this section. I'll be sure to go ahead and mine those. Some of those look like rare metals, so things are looking good. There's a whole shower of metal over in this section, so exploring and inhabiting this area could be key to our evolving, so we don't have to order metal in from Earth all the time. Okay, so as you see, a huge farm of metal over this way.
Research
As my explorer
complete.
gets around, I've got my next research done by me engineering here. So that should be pretty crucial in allowing you to actually get ahead in the game, all this research and so on. Once the transport over there finishes with that, I'm sure we can get it onto another job. But at the moment I'm sending this particular transport over to
Sector
help
scan.
grab some metal. Okay, so much metal over here, to be silly to leave it all laying around. Headed over that way now. It's actually metal. It's metal, not concrete. So let me go and fix that.
Resources are low.
Okay, so we're low on metal at the moment. Fixing that up over there and sending my other transport back for a bit of fresh power. Okay. Sucking up all of their metals over that way. That'll come in handy coming up soon when I come back and dump all them off for the workers. So let's zoom in on our second dome. Just going to zoom in on over here and see how the new population's going. So what are they, all in bed or what? Let's see. Must be early morning, I'm guessing. They're at the bar, are they? Yeah, they are. They're drinking it up on the Sky Bar, on those cool lift chairs that we've got over there set up for them. Having a ball, the new civilization on the second dome, as you see there. Okay, I'll be putting up a dome in each episode, so if you stay tuned through the episodes, you'll see me put up a lot of these domes. Okay, so that's the second dome, and it's looking pretty complete to me. It's also operating quite nicely, getting into repair and auto repair all of the buildings here that we've got set up along here at the moment. So requesting maintenance to these ones. I see a bit of a power cable breaking there. I might have to get in and fix that. Investigating what I need to do out here now, so I can check it out, okay? So fixing up any breakages, repairing everything I can throughout the base here at the moment. We man Altair, bringing in my drone there, as you see, straight on the repair job, okay? He didn't quite completely repair it. Suck him back over that. And let me select him there. There we go. Got him now. Okay, it's night time, so the solar panels are tucked in. By the looks of things, they're pretty dusty. They need a lot of repairing going on over here, so this robot will be handy. He'll allow us to repair up all the stuff around that area. Okay, as you see, another autosave coming in. Another anomaly analysed. More research points headed your way. Your man Altair surviving Mars successfully out here. First pop,
Meteor
first try
incoming.
live.
Anomaly found.
Okay, so he's want to know how to build a base. Look no further. I see a couple meteor storms hitting right near our main power supply lines out here at the moment. That's going to be some sick metals. I've got 32 buildings not working now though, and things are still functioning just fine, I might add, but I would like to get in and get some more metals over this way if this one's not full, and then I'd like to repair those 32 buildings that are not currently working. So that'll be keeping our 2 domes in full check. Now these 37 buildings not working, I better get over there and check on that as soon as I send this one. Oh, it's sucking up more rock. Actually, I think it's sucking up sand. I better check on that. We've got the rock selected. There we go. He's into that rock. I'm happy with that. I'm going to have to leave him till he's sucking up of them rocks over there to head over here and fix all of these 41 buildings not working now. Wow. So a lot of buildings need repairing on this side here now. We're going to have to drop some supplies up for them with the transport to get them back in working order, okay? So we're all set to auto repair. I figure if we get a transport over there, or another spaceship even, to drop off some more supplies. Although we've got crates laying around, I don't think I really need a spaceship here. But I'm going to pop it there anyway, okay? So these ones are actually chilling here. I'm going to send a few back to Earth. As they jet off there, so they dropped off some really cool stuff for us. I'm dumping our next transport here. Okay, things are looking up as soon as I repair, particularly that main power grid along there. Things will be laughing. So there's our next spaceship arriving with all of these workers and resources and stuff to help repair that area. Okay, so gonna check this anomaly while they do it, and then go back to that area to check out how they go with that. So zooming over there now. You see him flat out over here, so I'll zoom in.
Sector
So give you an
scanned.
idea. They are grabbing them resources and repairing everything over there that's dirty. Look at that. All schmick and smart and brand
Resources are low.
The robot army's going pretty good. I'm a little low on metals, so I would like to get more of those. A lot of metals did arrive on the spaceship, so I'm going to be getting around and getting more metals from all
Cable
of these
fault
resources
reported.
around. As you see, my robot's really doing the job nicely down there and repairing up that whole section. So now there's only 26 buildings not working. I'm thinking if I start unloading some of these supply crates, I'll have heaps of resources. Okay, so just leaving them there for now though, and checking out what I need to build here, which could be more power supplies. So going to link them into the main cable line. As I zoom around here, whole array of satellites down there, but they're not satellites, they're power, solar power. Okay, so you're relying on a lot of that on Mars at the moment, linked in with our other setups. Things have never looked better for our colonists.
Research complete.
As you see, these supplies are over chopping the whole
Pipe leak reported.
screen here as I lay them up. Okay, so laying up plenty of depots so I can get in, and the robots will be able to unload from over here with all of these supplies that they're racking up onto those trays. So look at all them resources that we've got laying around there. As this one actually repairs up and batterizes itself off the main transport there. Okay, so he's fully charged now and he's headed out to work. This one's charging up over here. So they keep their batteries up, these robots, keeping an eye on them, checking them out. They are my main working force out here. That one's fully charged. Okay, and standing around. So I'm going to get him onto a job here and get him to build up a couple more of these, let's see, oxygen tanks on boxes. Maybe some more water. Actually, no, I think we need air. I'm going to go to more air supplies. There's nothing worse than having the colonists dying from lack of air out there, okay? So let's put up some more air around the edges of this particular power water supply that we've got running into the, and air I might add, that we've got running in, funneling into both of our domes out here on surviving Mars at the moment. So there's still 28 buildings not working. I think I really need to start unloading a couple more supplies to get those workers back into gear, okay? So, having a look here, this one's got nothing left in it. This one's been robbed of everything as well. So, this one's got 3 drones in it, has it? Oh no, they're actually already out there. I realised it dropped off 3 drones. It has no resources left. We've completely unpacked it. As I said, we've still got some supplies down at Dome 1 to keep them happy. Okay, I am thinking about calling in another transport drop for more civilizations inside of these domes, but I don't want to overpack them in like sardines in a can either. So, trying to be spacious for the and have a bit of respect for the new colonists of Dome 1 and 2 out here, okay? So earlier on, there was quite a few deaths, and it was a little bit amusing, but also at the same time it was quite sad. So, you know, like, I'm growing quite attached to the colonists as I expand my Mars Empire here. With the 2 domes now, we've got 2 completely separate civilizations that don't even know they exist together. They're both linked into the electricity supply cable though here, so this is interesting. Okay, so we've got 2 domes. This one looks really cool. Okay. Having a look through a few details on it here, I think I've changed the skin. I'm not sure what button I clicked there to get into the change skin on the actual dome. That would have been looking sick. I'm going to try and get back in there. There it is. Okay, so we can actually choose a different skin. So that one makes it a little bit more of a purpley colour. Looks pretty cool. So as you see, it's got a bit of a bubble on the outside now too. So 2 different domes, a couple of different skins already. Maintaining all of our buildings here before I go out and get more of our research done by collecting anomalies, okay? So that's going to be pretty sick, okay? Going to send some harvesters over there to collect that.
Sector scanned.
So it looks pretty good, the base, as it's set up. Oh, a meteorite just hit over there. Left a nice little metal stone over there that my transporters can go ahead and harvest if I'm in urgent need of minerals later. There's some sort of mineral drop. I don't know if it just hit or dropped that, but either way, I'm getting around sucking up all these rock-looking things around Mars here so I can drop them all off. There's a free supply drop to keep my generations, because like I've got my one's still alive, even though we had low air in the first dome. That one still survived. I'm pretty sure they were all pretty old, most of the survivors, which is the reason they had some sort of inhalation problems in Dome 1 over there. So expanding here, as you see, growing our air supplies so they don't have those suffocation problems coming up ahead. Okay, so
Resources are low.
amount of air intake going on in there. Maintaining all the dirty looking ones is key to evolving. Still 32 buildings not working. So a lot of those are down south on our power camp from down there originally near Dome 1. Some of them are mining buildings and that sort of thing. Not too concerned. As you see, my civilians and colonists still doing very well out there on surviving Mars. Okay, so that's pretty epic, the way that I've actually managed to put them in the second dome, all set up nicely. They're thriving actually. Going over to collect another anomaly now here that I've repaired most of the dirty looking buildings. Okay, so there's still 32 not working, but we have a whole army of different buildings up around the place. So, you know, they are set to auto repair if needed. Okay, so I'm sure that if they were really required, I'd get over there and do them. At the moment, I'm going to scroll through
Anomaly
this
analyzed.
have a little look at what might be broken.
Time.
Oh, what was that? I missed it. I was trying to click on this particular one, but it looks like I've got new techs available for research. Going to pop in there, check that out straight up. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? What's that one? Martian-born adaptability. Martian-born colonists. Hydroponic farms. Let me have a little think about this particular one here. I'm thinking both of them eventually, but I'm looking here and I see some sort of a bubble here. It's a new dome, a medium-sized dome. Okay, I'm going to hit the button on that next. I thought I already had them, but there it is there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take off the comfort from the dome bioscoping for a second so I can get the actual gene adaptation going for more food from the farms as well as the medium-sized dome, okay? I'll be popping that one out in episode 3. Okay, at the moment I'm still building up and maintaining the 2 domes that I've got. So I've just got a massive dome to put up for my next civilization. Pretty excited over here. Throw us a big thumbs up in that. As you're seeing, my community is going out here on Mars. Make sure you subscribe so that you can actually check out all of my future presentations as I drop them live. Okay, I'm going to drop another rocket in here. It's going to have a lot of metal in it, I'm thinking. Although I have a lot around the base, so I'm going to go a bit of an even drop in general. A few orbital, maybe one orbital probe, and the rest resources now. As I spend 1,000 million here on these resources, I am making quite a bit a day, so I'm not too concerned about dumping that down. So I'm actually down to 570 million now, which is still quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and send off as much as I can, including a new drone, okay, for this next rocket drop. Okay, I'll be dropping this particular rocket near where I want to put my third dome, so that way I can
Anomaly
immediately have a
analyzed.
third medium dome. Okay, it is important that I have them here. I'm just deciding over where I'm going to drop this one while it becomes ready. So I'm on day 90 now. Definitely getting a lot of action. What's this? This rocket is not yet refueled, so we can't return that one. Okay, so just returning a couple of rockets to space here, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there, and I'm going to dump a rocket over the other side of that dome so that I can expand over there. Okay, but there's no materials there. I'm thinking I should pop it near some materials somewhere. Let me have a look around the map and decide where I'm going to drop this next rocket. Just thinking about it, let me think. Okay, so I'm thinking that there's quite a few materials near the second dome. What I might have to do is farm those and then drop the rocket. So I'm going to be farming up as much as I can. I might drop the rocket over near here, but I do need a lot of metallic farming over this side of the base. Okay, so I'm going to get out here and do some farming while I have a quick bite to eat. Iman Altier. Okay, I'm going to leave you with it while I continue to play. I've just been dropped a bit of food. Let me just tuck over here and have a quick bite to eat. I'll still be able to play. Yeah, so you have to excuse me, I don't like eating like on the video.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found. We have a water shortage. Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
done. Be right back. I just needed to do a couple of things. So, I'm still doing a couple of quick things. As you see, I'm quite busy. Don't have all the time in the world. Okay, so I am going to colonise Mars very shortly here. So, let's see, I've got a few problems here. You see, both of my domes are now without water. Okay, while I was eating dinner, I've lost a bit of water, so they're going to be going thirsty if I'm not quick about preparing this particular water. So having a bit of a look around here, I see the water problem here. I'm going to request maintenance straight on it. Okay, I think I'm going to need a few more supply drops to allow this to happen. As you see, my pads are loaded up with resources over there, but I've got no resources to help repair this place with. So I'm going to have to get my transport straight onto this to start dumping off resources for the robots to start repairing up this particular site. So I'm going to dump a spaceship near the water supply, full of resources again. Even though I've got pallets laying around over there, I'll be using them later, okay, to help build my space base number 3. Okay, so I've actually got a medium dome I'm going to be putting up soon. As you'll see, episode 2 will involve the forming of the barrier for the dome of number 3 as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have a little look here. I think I need some universal
Anomaly
depots.
analyzed.
I'll pop them straight up there.
Meteor incoming.
I'm starting to like these meteors. Okay, so at first I thought the meteor showers were going to be bad. Analysing another anomaly over there recently too while I was eating dinner. Things are looking up apart from the water shortage. So I'm just going to go ahead and start unpacking this next spaceship that I've landed on Mars here as soon as I collect this next anomaly. So there's a couple of anomalies down this way. I've got a rover right near this next one though. I might as well send it over. An actual explorer. Okay, sending that one over there now to get the situation sorted. So we've got a couple buildings not working up there. I am working on fixing those as well as researching all of these anomalies around my base. Okay, so this does take a bit of time, this particular game. That's why my videos have been so long on this particular upload, because I've had to take a few bathroom breaks and eat a little bit of dinner and lunch in between sometimes. So my apologies to all of my viewers about the disappearing box sometimes. I am actually still playing it though. It's quite an addictive game. I thought I'd just let you know how brilliant it is. Okay, so this is my first game and I have continued it along directly from episode 1, okay? So if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and check that one up. It's brilliant, okay? How to actually build your
Resources
first
are low.
everything working to start with. So this is episode 2 and I've actually built a second dome. So I actually need a little bit more research done on my building blocks so I can get those low G apartment blocks. I think they're up the top here. I thought I already put them in recently. It's actually engineering, so I need those particular crops done next. So I might go ahead and speed those up a little bit. I'll go back into research and make sure they've got a 1 on them. Okay, let's check. They've got a 5 on them, so I'm going to press R2 and X on that one. As soon as actually it does. I was looking at the wrong row. Okay, so low G engineering is next. Number 1, half done. Lucky I didn't do that. Okay, so just thought I'd double check that to make sure we're not screwing over ourselves on the research, which is vital to getting ahead in this game. As you'll notice, I've got some pretty sick structures in the dome to keep my citizens happy. A lot of them go up to the sky bar there quite frequently. Some real patrons. I actually did get some alcoholics into the dome last time as well.
Research complete.
And luckily I've just got low G engineering. Yes, so that's fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and be able to build a medium dome. Look at this for size. Over here near my new space shuttle. Okay, so I'll probably put it near the power and water line. But like, I don't know, like I need to get these resources over here as well. So it's a hard decision. I think I can extend the power and pipelines and all of that as you see. But as you see here in episode 2, putting up the structural foundation for next episode, where we'll be completely constructing our dome number 3. So as you see, it's looking pretty sexy there. A huge dome compared to the other two, and that's dome number 3. Coming at you live, your man Altair, managing and surviving Mars, and building a whole heap of domes here, okay, so we can survive. So check it out, it's pretty sick. I see a whole heap of buildings that need urgent repair over here. Okay, luckily I've got concrete just laying around in slabs over here. A bit of metal to go with it would be good. So I think I'll go ahead and start unpacking the other space station so that I can start to get all of these buildings repaired so that I've got enough power in that. So as you'll see in episode number 3 that I'll bring out soon, that medium particular space base will be becoming upgraded. That one just there, look at it, it's an absolute beauty. Okay, your man Altair, day 1 live on this game, tearing it up. Okay, where drones are on double patrol mode out here. Huge way into these episodes. I really love playing this game, and I'm going to go ahead and put some depots up around this particular base so we can unload and start building it up if they don't have enough room over there. So that should do that. We don't have a whole space base full, so I'll put 7 up over there to go with the other 6 over the other side in case we run out of room on those supply depots. Those come in handy anyway. We can put any resources up there later to store them. As you see here, the robot's going to work on the new foundation for our structure for episode 3. Okay, so they're also quite busy doing other things around the base, as you see. They will get to it shortly, I'm sure.
Sector scan.
So even picking up a few extra supplies to go back, that robot there, pretty smart. Now we've got him on AI, so no resources found over in Sector 12 at the moment. I'm looking to get a few of these buildings back up and running again, so playing around with this concrete, trying to get the workers to recognise that so they repair that side of the base while we build the 3rd dome here. Look at that for an epic looking dome. So be sure to stay tuned, drop a big subscribe if you're a new viewer and all that stuff, because it does really make me happy when I get new subscribers who really appreciate the content that I put a lot of work and effort into uploading for the community out there. So make sure you keep it up and leave any comments, especially after this video ends. So I'm going to be wrapping this one up soon, as it is coming on to night time here pretty late now, and I've got a couple of things I've got to get wrapped up as well. So look, I have really thoroughly enjoyed building up my Mars space base out here. As you see, there's still, so keeping that rolling. This is going to be massive, this next episode too. You know, number 3, I should say, as I unload so many supplies here from this last spaceship I've called in. So it's like with all the research I've done lately, things are getting a lot better in this game. It's easier to maintain. No one's dying lately. All of our survivors are living it up. We've actually managed to fix the water problem as well, and everything with all of our drones running around collecting all these supplies I'm dropping to keep the space base rolling on Mars Survived. You know, this is how it's done on Mars Survival. So copping an autosave here. So the game must be pretty happy with how I'm going. I must be about to unlock something pretty big soon as well to go with the massive dome I've got up right there in front of your eyes. So using these supplies, harvesting them up to drop off for my workers to keep them busy and occupied. So there's quite a few supply crates around, as you see on the map here, and I'm getting around extracting all of those for the dome there. So I can actually, I'd even go as far as saying that dome is almost built. It's going to be a case of actually putting some buildings in that soon. So things are looking on the up and up over here. On episode 2, I'm going to call in another 540 million supply drop over here. Okay, I do make a lot of funding overnight anyway. I'm going to call in roughly around about 30 metals to continue the operation. Couple of polymers. That should be sufficient for now. I'll go ahead and drop that one in to keep them building. As you see, I've got massive amounts of supplies laying around, but one that I need is metal, so I'm going to be harvesting that up and absolutely dropping supply crates galore of that particular mineral to build up my next space base here, number 3. Okay, so as you see, looking menacing over there as I look to inhabit that one as well. So my civilians living it up in both of our villas. Let me show you the civilians living it up as soon as I do these last couple of touches here, before I leave all my fellow viewers for the night, okay? Going around here to just plan up the last couple of things to keep the supplies rolling out for the workers, make sure we've got everything repaired and fully functional. Man Altair, going to zoom in on space base number 2 that we just put up here, as you see, okay? Huge buildings going on over here.
Resources are low.
Okay, I've got a couple of different kinds of buildings laying around over here. As you can see, things have never looked better. You know, full massive skyscraper apartments, a diner farm to eat at, a whole heap of other different amenities, play parks. You could call this place the local zoo within the dome, okay? So that's actually dome number 2. Taking a look over here at dome number 3. That'll be involved in the next episode, so make sure to stay tuned. And here's dome number 1 over here. As you can see, I'm running a bit low on metals again. I'll be sure to be getting more of those. Stay tuned.
Research complete.
In the next episode, as well as repairing all these robots and recharging all their batteries and all that sort of thing. So make sure to check it out. Dome 1, let's see. Having a quick look around. Let me zoom in. I'd say a couple of them would be asleep in here. I'm not seeing much activity in Dome 1 at the moment. I think they're definitely laying low in one of these buildings. Okay, so Dome 2 looks quite thriving at the moment, as you can see there. Quite a herd of activity running around even at night time, so I'd say that's why the other camp's asleep over there in Dome 1. Putting some final finishing touches in here for the final of episode 2. So I'm going to land a rocket near Dome 3 so I can fully customize that up and get all the minerals around that area.
Sector scanned. Anomaly
so throwing
found.
that in there, now we've got all the metal we need to keep us going before I start mining more and dropping more with all the money that this Mars crew are making out here on this voyage, okay? So absolutely enjoying the action. Make sure you drop us a big thumbs up. Man Altair. Leaving you to it for the night as I give you a quick overview of the new Mars base that we've established here. So as you see, quite a few mining operations. A little bit of power down there, I'll fix that up, that's no problems. The main of our base is now up here in all of this mad new technology near Dome 2, which is looking absolutely immaculate. Man Altair signing out. Have a good night.